Hey guys, this is Michelle for Ontario MMA Alliance, and I'm joined now by Miguel Torres. We're here at Extreme Couture in Toronto. Miguel, is this your first time in Toronto?
Yeah, it is actually, very much.
So what are you thinking about your first experience here in the biggest city in Canada?
It's very beautiful. I haven't seen the nightlife yet. I was out yesterday and it was the most beautiful city I've ever seen in my life, but there's nobody outside. Very scary.
So wait a minute, are you sucking up to the people of Toronto right now? Is this what's going on?
No, it's a ghost town. I'm looking for the people of Toronto. I don't see, where are you guys at? Where do you guys hang out at?
Well, there's going to be 55,000 people at the Rogers Centre on Saturday night. Biggest event in UFC history. Just talk a little bit about you being able to be a part of it, and now you're here teaching a seminar. You're going to be down at the Fan Expo Friday, Saturday. Just how being a part of the UFC's success and, of course, the biggest event in MMA history.
It's a big honor for me to do that. The fact that I can come here and teach a seminar, in this gym, and just to be able to train here in Montreal, to come to Toronto and be a part of the Expo and the UFC. It's something that I've thought about for my whole life. Since I was 13 years old and I seen the first UFC, I wanted to do this. And, to come up through all the little small shows, to get into the WC and now finding the UFC, it's a big honor. And, I look at it as a big task because they adopted a lot of weight classes, and now we got to show them what we can do. And, for me, it's a big responsibility.
And speaking of you working your life away just to get here to the UFC, your first fight in the UFC, some people called lackluster. What do you think of your performance? And it was the first time that you were with TriStar, is that right? Or your first fight under, I guess, the TriStar tutelage?
No, that was my third fight with TriStar. My third fight.
Third fight, sorry about that.
It's all right, but, Faraz is a great trainer, and I respect him immensely. And he put together a great game plan for me, and he doesn't want me to chase guys that are smaller than me. It doesn't make sense for me to do that. So, for me, I did everything on my end to make it an exciting fight. If he didn't want to come in to commit, I'm not going to chase him and get hurt. So Faraz, his big thing is to go out there and win, be smart, and come back and do it again. Not to go out there and get hurt or break your hand, and now you got to take a year off for an injury that you caused yourself. So, the boos bother me a lot, and, that's not my style to fight like that. My style is to be crazy, but, training with Faraz, he showed me a different way. I'm going to last a lot longer in my career this way, and eventually somebody's going to figure out they can't stay on the outside with me, and they're going to come in. And when they come in, then they're going to see the old Miguel. So.
Well, you were successful both ways. You had a 17-fight win streak. That's probably the longest or one of the longest in MMA history. Just talk a little bit about that accomplishment and obviously how hard it was to keep that streak alive.
It was extremely hard because I had no wrestling whatsoever. So, I had to have my jiu-jitsu be at the highest level that I can have it. And, I developed a lot of my game that way. And a lot of it for me was just being tough. Whether it was training or fighting, I had to out-tough the other guy. Even if I was better than the other guy, I had to out-tough him. And my mentality was totally different. If you were a boxer or a striker, I wanted to strike with you. If you were a grappler, I wanted to grapple with you. I wanted to beat you at your element. And now training at TriStar, training with Faraz, it's the exact opposite. If you're not a good boxer, make him wrestle. If he's not a good wrestler, make him box. So it's the exact opposite, and it's a lot easier that way. I'm winning a lot easier. I'm not getting hurt. My training is a lot better. I'm not hurt anymore when I'm training. So it's a whole different world for me. I feel like I'm just getting started in my career again. I feel like rejuvenated. So. You
took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to say, you sound and you look rejuvenated. Just talk maybe a little bit about your next fight coming up. It's in about a month. Demetrius Johnson, and what kind of what does he pose to you? What kind of threats does he pose to you?
He's a very good wrestler. He's a very good striker. He likes to strike a lot. He throws big combinations. He's a very good takedowns. My opponent that I was going to face, Brett Pickett, actually beat him with wrestling, which makes no sense to me because I think Demetrius is a better wrestler. So it depends on how he comes out. He picks a high-paced fight. So for me, the keys to my victory is to come out with a higher-paced fight than him, to force him into situations, and to use my range. I have an extensive long reach for 135. Use my range, use my variety, and use my wrestling.
So you're saying you have a long reach, and before we were talking about McDonald's and your diet. Do you use it to get to the drive-through? And
so I sneak food through that way. I order the food and I was like, "Can I have ketchup?" And when she turns around, I reach in with the hooks. So.
Well, you were talking extensively about Faraz and his training, and obviously GSP is the main guy under Faraz. Just talk about maybe his tutelage of GSP and how, obviously, you've been training there. You know what it's like to train with him and Faraz, and just your experience at TriStar.
Well, I get to see all aspects of the training process. Where the beginners start, his pros that he has, his amateur fighters, a guy like GSP, and a guy where I'm at. So I get to see what the end result is. A guy like GSP, a complete game. I get to see the stage where I'm at. I get to see where I can go, where I can increase my skills, and I get to see how, it's just the whole process. You get to notice the whole thing. It's one thing to see it on TV, to see a guy fight it, or I roll with him one time, but to actually to be there in the gym and see how he trains everybody the same way. GSP just at a different level. He's super committed. He doesn't take any time off, and he's always trying to increase his skills. So for me to try to copy that kind of a style, I have to put in the same kind of effort. And I already did, I just didn't have the tutelage, and now I have that. So I'm very excited to see the future.
Oh, I have to ask you a little bit about the card on Saturday. Quick predictions. We'll only talk about the 3 fights, the 3 main ones. Randy versus Lyoto. What do you think is going to happen, and how do you think it's all going to go down?
That fight's a hard fight. You know, I love Randy a lot. Lyoto's one of my favorite fighters. Frost actually has me trying to emulate his style.
Elusive in and out kind of
Elusive in and out, you know, distance and just, you know, the counter wrestling. I think, you know, if anyone's going to beat him, it's going to be Randy. Randy has a great game to beat him. But like I said, Lyoto has one of those styles that it takes one punch or one kick to put you on your butt. And it's going to be a fight. I'm not going to pick a winner in that one. I'll promise to pick the next 2. But, you know, if I can go either way. You know, both guys have the skills to beat the other. It's going to be who prepared the best. If anything, I give the edge to Lyoto because of the age difference.
Well, and you can't say anything because we are at Extreme Couture right now.
Right.
Okay, so the next fight, yeah,
Right.
Jose Aldo versus Mark Homnick. No one's giving Homnick a fighter's chance, but anything can happen once those cage doors close, right?
I was 18 years old in Highland, Indiana, doing my first fight, and I see some guys from Toronto down there, and there was a skinny kid, my same size, kicking Thai pads, and I was thinking to myself, holy crap, I hope I don't gotta fight this guy, because this guy's kicking pads, my same size. He was only kickboxing, he was doing MMA, so we didn't fight. But I would see him in the team come down, and he would just destroy guys kickboxing. I've known Mark Homnick for a long time. If there's anybody who's going to be Jose Aldo, it's going to be Mark Homnick. And no one believes me. Everyone's like, oh, they're on this Jose Aldo high. Which is, granted, they should be. He's a great fighter, but he's never fought a guy like Mark Homnick. You know, I was watching him train yesterday. You know, he's very sharp. He's very ready. If anyone's going to beat Jose Aldo, it's going to be Homnick. I'm in Toronto. I got Canadian fever, so I'm going to go with Homnick for this.
Do we have a round or how?
TKO in the 3rd round.
TKO, 3rd round. Okay, final fight, GSP versus Jake Shields. All right, you train with GSP. This is another loaded question, but I mean, you see him train and stuff. You know what he's about. And Jake Shields, people keep calling him the underdog, but I truly think that GSP isn't thinking of him as an underdog.
No, GSP says every day, every fight that he goes into, he looks super confident, but he's always worried, he's always nervous. After this, what happened with Matt Serra, he's always super nervous, he always prepares 100% for any situation that can happen. You know, Jake Shields is a great fighter, he hasn't lost in 7 years. He's beat a lot of really good guys, and he's very dangerous on the ground. Training under a Gracie, I know the exact things he's hearing, what he's going through. He's very confident in his jiu-jitsu, he's very strong on the ground. But to get St. Pierre there is another thing. You know, to get past the striking and the wrestling and his jiu-jitsu is going to be very hard. You know, I'm not saying Jake Shields is a bad striker, but on a GSP level, it's not the same level. So I have to go with GSP 100% for this fight.
GSP in the 3rd round TKO. What are we saying?
I think I'll probably knock him out in the 2nd round.
Wow.
Yeah.
2nd round knockout.
We've been boxing at the Grand Gym, working with a lot of strikers, and his stand-up is very strong right now. And we know Shields is going to try to shoot. He's not going to make it a stand-up war. He's going to try to shoot. So he's ready for it.
Well, and every fight has to start standing up, right?
It does. It starts there and it's going to end there.
Well, Miguel, good luck in your fight next month against Demetrius Johnson, and try to have some fun here in Toronto while you're around, okay?
I'm going to try. You got to take me out. I don't know what's up out here.
Well, maybe McDonald's. It'll be a McDonald's date to start off.
Okay, we'll do that.
Sounds good. Thanks so much for doing this.